everyone, Roberto here for another video review. This is a Lotus Biscoff, a milk chocolate bar, but it's their sort of bread spread, I guess, or yeah, well there you go. Yeah, Biscoff spread is just a bit. I sort of had a look to see what this translated as, and well, it wasn't too clear, but the gist of it was kind of spreadable bread spread spread or something like that. I think bread spread was the gist of what it translated as. But yeah, I don't know. It seems a bit odd that really. I guess spread is pate maybe. I don't know. And pasta though seems a bit odd. But yeah, I don't know. It seemed to be bread spread anyway. And so presumably it's got Biscoff spread in it, which you've seen me review. If you remember anyway, you would have seen those reviews. Yeah, interesting one. Bit of a hole in there. Apologies for that. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah. So it's basically an import one, this one. It's you could get them at B&M, I think, or at least the milk chocolate version, which I've just reviewed. There's in the one without the bread spread in it. There we go. So it seems to say original Speculoos. So of course it's not called Biscoff here. It just seems to be called the original Speculoos. So you can see, but it is basically Lotus Biscoff. An interesting one. But you can see here, it's got French and Dutch in the translation, in the descriptions on the back. Yeah, duck here. So I think that's sort of possibly milk chocolate with something or other. Yeah, it says a delicious alliance of chocolates and well, bread spread, I guess. Yeah, something like irresistible something or other. Yes, there we go. Yes, can't read any of that either. There we go. Two worlds. Something about two worlds. A mixture of two worlds, maybe. There we go. Yeah, looks very nice. I'm sure that's what it's saying basically. We've got the calories in here somewhere. Hopefully we have. They go down here. So per 100 grams, 559 calories, 34 grams of fat, 20 of which are saturated. So it's well over the. That's just above the 5. Well, yeah, it's on a very over the top end of the 500 to 550 scale that chocolate generally has. Yeah, it's 180 gram bar. This is one from my reviews anyway. 180 gram bar that you got to bin in. It's not recyclable by the looks of it, but does have the symbol to say that Lotus supports recycling, but this product might not necessarily be recyclable. Rainforest Alliance there, and their own sort of little education foundation they've got going on there as well. Interesting how it's in English, though, isn't it? But I guess it's to make it international, I guess. Yes, there we go. So it looks very interesting. Nice wrapping. Typical Lotus Biscoff stuff. New bar, of course, it says. Yeah, so let's see. So I was a bit disappointed with the previous one I reviewed. It just basically just didn't really taste of anything. You know, I had all this sort of Biscoff in there, you know, Speculoos, but I didn't really taste of that, and the chocolate didn't really taste of much. So I'm hoping this time with the sort of spread in there, it'll have more of a distinct taste. So fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, I think we should get into it, give it an open. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, I'm looking at this Lotus Biscoff or Lotus Speculoos, original Speculoos, sort of basically bread spread or Biscoff spread chocolate bar and open. Yeah, so it's a French and Dutch bar basically, so it's an imported one. So it doesn't actually call it Biscoff, you'll notice, but it is basically Lotus Biscoff. So quite a thick, chunky chocolate bar, this one, would have to say. So yeah, let's give it an open then. Yeah. So time recording, I've done about 850 reviews, if not more. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. In the top right corner, put a link to a place to have all my other reviews, as well as some related reviews perhaps, sort of like other Biscoff reviews and biscuit reviews and things like this. Yeah, so after you watch this one, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Go check those out and hopefully you like those too. Okay, so you can see it's got their sort of more information about their Lotus Bakery's Foundation for Education, the Kusasa project. I presume it's in South Africa. Yeah, so obviously it's in different languages there. I can't translate it very well, but it looks like they're doing stuff with kids, education, stuff like that, presumably. Alright, well there we go. So that's that. So let's have a look at it. Lovely, like the one lovely one I reviewed previously, lovely golden foiling there. Can we rub it a bit to get the Lotus logo to come through a bit? Possibly you can. You have to be careful not to rip it. Nail, you might scratch it, but you can see if you nail it, it's getting through a bit actually there, but in hand it looks a bit scratched when the nails scratched it. Yeah, but you can sort of do it if you're careful. There we go. Not too bad, but I think you can see where your nail could scratch through it pretty much, yeah. But there you go, not too bad there. So you can see it's a 2x6 bar. I think you have to sort of rip the foiling here. I don't think it will open without a bit of rippage. It's sealed, it looks like anyway. Which is a bit of a pain for such a big bar. You'd like it to be able to reseal it in this foil, but generally they don't sort of rip very easily, these ones. You could probably just snap it, I guess, couldn't you? It's probably the way to do it, but I'd like to keep it whole. Okay, let's give it an open then. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, it just doesn't open very well at all. This one's very oily, probably because of the fact it's got a lot of spread inside, so I can feel the ooze on the bottom. It feels very, you can see it's like wrinkly as well. So that is a problem. On the top, it looks very nice. I mean, look at that, it looks very beautiful, doesn't it? I really like the look of that, actually. I think that looks really nice. Yeah. Okay, let's give a bit of a measure then. As I say, the bottom is very, very oily. As I say, the spread's seeping through the chocolate. Well, not thoroughly, but you can, you know, it's yeah, you know, yeah, it's sort of seeped through it to an extent. About 16.15, 16.2 centimeters long. 16.15, I think. May as well do the width with the rule as well. About 8.4, maybe 8.5. Depends where you do it from. It's slightly indented a bit more in certain places. So 8.5. Okay, let's do the older. May as well do it with this actually as well. See how accurate we were. 8.5. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. Okay, and then yeah, so in between the pieces, in between the trough sides, 9mm. On top at 1.34. Okay. Yeah, and then the width, the top of these segments, roughly about 3.2, 3.3. There we go. Yeah, we'll might as well do the height at the top as well. Why not while we're at it? Yeah, so now it's about 15.8, whereas it was about 16.1, 16.2 at the bottom, wasn't it? Yeah, 16.15, 16.2. Okay, well there we go. Yes, it looks alright, doesn't it? It doesn't look too bad, but as I say, you know, you can see it's got a very oily feel to it. You know, the spread is seeping through that chocolate. Let's give it a bit of a snap then, shall we? There we go. Right, there we go. So it's very soft to snap. You can see there. That's up against it. It's not. The other one had all bits at the bottom. You can see like little lumps of Biscoff. This clearly just has the spread in it. Yeah. All right. Let's go to one single segment. See, that's what it looks like. Got that lovely design on it there, I must say. The chocolate pieces coming off. Lovely design, that. Lovely design. There you go. A thick chocolate at the bottom. Let's give it a snap. So you can see there, so it's quite a lot of the spread inside. It does go quite high up into the segments. That's pretty good. Not much of a Biscoff smell though, maybe slightly, but yeah, not loads. You'd think there'd be more. Certainly would think there'd be more. But alright, well I think we should see what it tastes like. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. Definitely looks to be full of Biscoff spread, but as I say, it has seeped through this chocolate, even though it's quite a thick base. Definitely got an oily texture to it, even at the top maybe as well. Most at the bottom, but yeah. Interesting. Alright, well, let's give it a taste. See what it tastes like. So let's do it. Let's give it a taste. Okay, now let's give this Lotus Biscoff milk chocolate bar with basically Biscoff spread in it a taste. Yeah, so it's just call it Biscoff. It's like a Dutch France imported bar. Looks like they just got the original Speculoos there rather than Biscoff, but yeah, should be Biscoff basically is the gist of it. There's a bit of a hole in it there as you've seen there, but there we go, patched. Yeah, alright, so interesting one. So basically just, let's say got Biscoff spread in it. That's what the pate pasta roughly translates as, bread spread I believe, which is a bit of a strange way to put it, but I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, just spread I guess. Got some segments here that sort of separated earlier. I probably have half of one to start with. So we split one in half before, so you can see it's quite full of Biscoff spread there, but there's no Biscoff pieces, it's just literally spread. So the last one had lots of pieces at the bottom that we did. I can show you. See, that's one from previous. Lumpy bits. This one's very smooth on the inside, no pieces at all. You think it would have pieces as well as the smooth spread, but there we go. But yeah, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. It's very soft, as you probably would have guessed, really. Yeah, you can definitely taste Biscoff more so in this. It's definitely got that sort of liquid Biscoff taste to it that the actual spread itself has. I still say it's quite subtle in this case. I don't know if it's because the chocolate just takes away from it or something. I'm not sure, but This one definitely seems to work a bit better than the other one. I feel the chocolate's quite a good accompaniment as well. This time, yeah. Works a bit better this one. It's funny actually because I was reviewing the Biscoff spread, the crunchy spread, and I kind of said I felt like it needs to be with something, like a chocolate spread, and I thought that might be going a bit far, but this basically achieves that really. So you got the, well, it's not a spread of course, but you do have the spread with the chocolate, and you do kind of get that extra oomph there, just slightly, you know. It's only a subtle thing, but I think it does need it, yeah. Unfortunately, the chocolate's not the best though. If it was a better chocolate, it is quite soft though, which I think it needs to be with this. Because otherwise it might just dominate the Speculoos. The Speculoos is quite a weak taste really. It's a funny one. You'd think it'd be quite stronger, but it's quite weak. I don't know why it is. I'm sure the spread I've had has been a bit stronger than this. I don't know why the Biscoff they're using in these bars is so weak. It's definitely there, but it's very, very... It's just a weak taste. A bit of crunch in places actually, but it's very... Yeah, not very often there's a crunch there. Funny one. It's a funny one again. This one. It's better than the one with actual biscuit, sort of Biscoff biscuit pieces in it. It's kind of, I don't know. But it's still not perfect. It's very sort of smooth and soft, the Biscoff, but it doesn't have much of a taste. It's just very strange. You know, it's very odd. I don't know why that is. You'd think there's quite a lot in there. There's lots of Biscoff. You can see there, quite packed with it, but it's just so. It just doesn't have much of a taste at all. The chocolate's quite... The chocolate's not great either really, and it's the same, obviously the same chocolate that was in the other one. It just doesn't have much of a taste at all. It's like, as I said last time, it's like the chocolate would go on top of a Biscoff biscuit and you get a bit of a sense of chocolate being there, but it wouldn't be the main event, and while you could taste it, it kind of, you know, it would just accompany the Biscoff biscuit. It's because it's kind of meant to be sort of a bit more of a big deal here. It's really highlighted how mundane the chocolate is, but you know, on the flip side, it kind of works to an extent because it's a subtle chocolate and it's kind of, you know, accompanying the Biscoff spread slightly, as in like a sort of like a very sort of weak chocolate spread itself almost. It's quite a soft chocolate, but I'll say it's just so such a subtle taste. Very weird. Very odd. I've got some Biscoff spread. I'm just going to go grab it. It's not the smooth one, but it's a crunchy one. But even so, I'm just going to grab it and just have a bit of a taste. Just to, I'm sure it's stronger than this, so it won't be a second. All right, yes, I've got that's the crunchy spread, but I've got something. I reviewed it for the members basically a few weeks back. Let's just give it a bit of it out. So you can see it's a spread. It's got crunchy bits in it, but clearly a spread. Still a subtle taste actually. Yeah, it is quite a subtle taste there even then as well, but I think it's got more to it though than the spread in this. It's still quite a subtle taste, I say, but it just goes over that sort of that barrier that makes it actually have something to it, whereas this one is just so, I don't know, so sort of yeah, I don't know, it's just a bit too subtle. Very weird. I don't it's just, you know, it's such a big thick chocolate bar and there's such a lot of Biscoff spread in there and the chocolate's quite thick, and for it to still not really taste of much at all, it's not right, is it? You know what I mean? It's not right at all. I said the spread is quite, you know, it's quite a subtle taste as well in that. You really have to get a massive spoonful of it to get a big taste of it, but you can still taste it even with a small amount. It's got something, but in this bar itself, I don't know, I don't know if it's the chocolate, I don't know, or just the fact there's not much of the Biscoff, or it's a different recipe or something. I'm not sure. It's just not very distinct at all. I think it's got a bit more to it than the biscuit piece one, where it's just your little crumbly chunks of Biscoff. I think this one's got more to it than that, because that was just too subtle, because there was lots of little pieces in there, but you know, they were kind of spread out and it was more about the chocolate. This one obviously there's a lot more spread involved. You know, it's quite a, you know, there's a lot of it. You know, you can see obviously how filled each segment is, but I don't know. It's still too subtle, really. I don't know. I think it works insofar as the fact you've got like a chocolate with it to accompany it, which I think the spread needs anyway. You know, I think it doesn't quite work on its own. It's just, I don't know, as I say, a subtle taste. But if this is the same stuff and it's just less of it and it's just too subtle, I don't know. The fact it's not got crunchy bits in, it needs crunchy bits. I'm not sure, but I mean, there are some crunchy bits in it. You might have heard the crunch every now and again. I really don't know. So I think it's better than the biscuit, the one with the sort of like crunchy biscuit pieces in the other bar that I reviewed and I showed you before. But it's very, yeah, it's just, again, it's just a non-event. You know, there's not really much substance behind it. As I say, it is slightly better than the crunchy biscuit one. As I said, the one with like, I say, bits of Biscoff in it, but no spread. I kind of wish they'd sort of mix them both together, really, and then you might have something a bit more. But even then, I still think it would be too mundane a taste, just too subtle, just not really much of anything, because it's just not strong enough, and the chocolate's not very good either. The chocolate's quite weak. It doesn't have much of a taste to it. It tastes like, I say, like biscuit chocolate, where it's just a thin layer on top of a biscuit, rather than actually makes up a sort of block of chocolate. And because it's just not, there's nothing about it. You know, it needs, I say, it's more just a coating of chocolate a biscuit with a bit of chocolate, like a Biscoff, you know, just to give it that little bit of something. But when there's a lot of it like this, it's just not a great chocolate. Yeah, so I don't think, well, it's better than the other one. I don't think I can really rate it that much higher. It's just well below average. It's just a big chunky bar, but there's nothing behind it. There's no actual substance taste-wise. It's just all texture, but there's really no taste to it. Very disappointing, and it's very oily as well, the chocolate, you know, because it's the spread seeped through a bit into it, mixed with the chocolate a bit. It's just not, it's just not great at all. It's a shame, really. It would be better if it just had a slab of actual solid Biscoff in it with the chocolate on top. Even though the chocolate's not great, you'd still get the Biscoff taste then and the consistency, and then it might work a bit better because you've got the chocolate working with the Biscoff then. So it might, you know, it still wouldn't be the best bar in the world, but it certainly would be better than this. Yeah, yeah, disappointing, really disappointing. Because Biscoffs aren't that bad, you know, as I say, but it just needs bits of actual Biscoff in it, covered in chocolate, like in the bar. So it's got a slab of Biscoff all the way through it, and just covered in chocolate. But the chocolate would still be this rubbish of chocolate, so you know, we still would need to be better than that. I think it still wouldn't be the perfect bar, but it might work a bit better because then the actual chocolate's working with the Biscoff biscuit, which, as I say, when it's normally covering it, you know, but as I say, then it would be a thin layer when it covers it, not a thick layer where you can really tell that the chocolate's not that great. But anyway, digressing, that doesn't exist. But if it did, it would be better bar than this, but still probably wouldn't be perfect. There's still questions to be answered as far as the chocolate's concerned. So yeah, very disappointing. Just no substance. But as I say, it is slightly better than the other one with just the sort of biscuit crumble in it. But yeah, but not by much. 1.5 out of 5. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. It's a great way to support the channel, really is. Link for that's in the description, as is the link for the Discord server, which is a great way to keep in touch with myself and the community. Leave a comment for free. Always great to hear from you, and always do reply, or do my best anyway. Have a great day. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Take care everyone. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.